Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another Future Vision podcast. For those that don't know yet, it's the same thing. This platform is just about shining light on the young athletes climbing the ranks. And our next segment we've got is Rugby League. Before we kick on, I would like to introduce our co-host, Johnny Falau. Johnny Falau has been one of the names that came through in the Logan. Started at Inala and then he moved to Logan and climbed the ranks there through school footy and played in a couple of games in the NRL with Parramatta Eels. I'm grateful to have you here, Dogo.
Pleasure to be here, bro.
Yeah, sweet. But I'll introduce our next athlete. I've been watching this young girl's journey for a fair bit now. We go to the same gym. And she's a person that I've seen that works hard off the field, and her actions actually shows on the field. That surprises people, but I'm not surprised because I've actually seen her put in the hard yards. But I'm grateful to have her here today with us. And it's Leilani Taofinu'u, and alongside her is her mom, Bina. Welcome, guys. You look happy, stressed.
Thanks for having us, Hux, and Future Vision.
So grateful to have you guys on, especially Leilani as your last year of school, and we know next year will be bigger things coming. So we'll squeeze you in for a podcast because probably after school you won't have time to come on podcasts like this. But before we start, guys, if you just want to, you just have attendees, just give us where you come from, a background, like where it started for you guys, because you just mentioned you came from New Zealand before you moved here. Yeah, so how many kids you've got? What nationality? Half Tongan, half Samoan?
We're originally from New Zealand. I have a family of 10, so 7 girls, 3 boys. We moved to Sydney, Australia in 2002, where I only had the 2 boys, Josiah and Matthias. Leilani was born in Sydney, Bankstown.
Oh, Bankstown.
Well, so if she was to play State of Origin, who does she represent?
Well, she's actually...
I started in Queensland, so I would...
Queensland it is.
Yeah, so she's eligible now to play for Queensland Origin is what they've actually asked her as to when we moved to Brisbane.
Yeah.
So lucky because she was 7 when we moved to Brisbane.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And what's Leilani? Is she the third oldest?
She's the third out of the 4. So she's got 2 older brothers and then 1 younger brother after her.
Oh, so you're the only girl?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just realised that.
She is like 4 and 1.
Yeah. So this is your person you fight with all the time. Oh, no, that's cool. Oh, so and she moved here when she's 7, eh?
When she was 7, yeah.
Yeah.
But when we moved, Lani wasn't playing league.
Yeah.
I put her into netball.
Yeah.
So when we got here,
I wanted to move to rugby. I felt like I wanted to move because I wanted to follow like my older brothers and my younger brother. Yeah, and I wanted, like, I was more hungry for like,
I just wanted something more tomboy.
Yeah.
She was legit a tomboy.
Yeah,
so put her on the court and she would run. Yeah. She would fall, get up, run, fall, and she would have grazes. There'll be a photo of her and her team. She's literally grazed from the knee down.
Yeah.
She was playing centre. So when we came, I put her into netball.
Yeah.
So when I put her into netball, 2 weeks, she goes, "Oh, Mum, I don't want to play."
Yeah.
I was like, "I just paid your fees."
There's no cheap. Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh, Mum, I want to play. I want to play sevens." I said,
Sevens.
Where did
rugby?
sevens come?
Yeah. Oh, true. And how old was she at that time?
She was.
I just started. I was in year 7. I started high school.
Oh, true. So that's pretty late too, eh? Like compared to usually kids start from when they're born, eh?
Yeah, so she was a late bloomer into what she wanted to play, and it confused the hell out of me because I went from netball, where she was brought up with netball playing since she was 5.
Yeah.
And then to turn around and say to my face, it was literally like she was having a go at me and saying, I don't want to play. I want to play sevens.
Yeah.
Like, where did sevens come from?
Yeah. Was it because of your friends or?
Nah, it was because of Saya and Tyson Malachi. Like I would always be at their games watching like them play their rugby, and then you come to my games. It's just like running on a court.
Yeah. Running on the
No contact.
And I just felt like I wanted to do more because like it wasn't me being jealous, but like I knew that I could have done more rather than just playing netball. So I told her that she didn't even want me to play.
Yeah.
She
Obviously, being the only girl.
contact
Well,
you know.
she
sport,
plays.
yeah.
She played sensor, so I knew that she had the ability to actually go far in netball.
Yeah.
I never did. I once think she wanted to take on the field.
Yeah.
But then that comes with probably growing up with just brothers.
Brothers, You see it around all the time.
So they would have been, obviously your boys would have been those ones playing footy at the backyard and you would have just jumped in there.
Yeah, that was exactly it. It would be Sai and Tice like at the back, like playing, and then it'll be Malachi, and then obviously Malachi, it's just Malachi, and then I would always go like, oh, let's play like me and you can play rugby because he's too little to play with like the older boys, so I'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
So you should just smash each other.
yeah, it would just be me and Malachi trying to go like who's the strongest and all that.
What's
But when we were
the
little-
age difference between you and Malachi?
1 year.
1 year? Oh, so he's a pretty
So
close
use it
in
two,
age.
and then you
Okay.
got the 2 older ones.
Yeah,
that are
and then
close
2
age.
older ones that
Yeah.
are 1 year as well.
Oh,
So
yeah.
there's a 6-year gap between
The 2 olders in the.
not the older one and her.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So this would have been a half time and then.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. But we'll take it back a bit more to when you first came from New Zealand. So when you moved from New Zealand to Sydney, how many kids did you have then?
2,
Just the 2. So and then the younger 2 were born in Sydney.
correct. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I had 2. I had Sai and Tice. Sai was only 2, and Sai was turning 3, and Tice was turning 2.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
that's cool. And then, how old were you when you moved here to Brisbane?
7. 7.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. And you grew up Logan, is it?
Yes.
The whole time since
Yeah.
you've been there?
And yeah, Browns Plains.
That's
Yeah,
when you say
yeah.
Logan. Nice.
Yeah.
And you go to Marsden High. This is cool. Sounds familiar to you,
Yeah,
Atos?
very familiar.
I'm sure you got a few tags there like on this quiz, huh?
Funny thing is, the school when I was there didn't have the programs that it has now.
No, yeah.
We had an old I don't know, is it still our block down near the Oval?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the newest building then when I was there, and we had a Caliban shed. It was smashed up. That was our gym.
Yeah.
But there was a few boys that come through there that made it from that little gym, and to go back and see what the school's like now, man, it's
It's pretty cool,
Yeah,
dogs,
it's-
because like I know with back then, like these schools now are looking like Maple Park, like,
Oh, yeah.
as you know, man, back in the days they were never in the
Nah.
picture. Like,
Oh.
I'm serious.
I tell Hux all the time because I spent like 11 years down in Sydney. When I came back up, I see a lot of schools have good programs, stuff outside of school, and I'm just like, bro, we never had the opportunity to have that.
Yeah,
But
We
to see
never-
all the kids like thriving, bro, it's just gonna make the game so much more
Much better,
exciting.
yeah,
Exciting to
competitive,
watch.
yeah.
Bro,
But what's that like with you coming through Marsden? Like, you feel like, because you started from year 8 or 7?
Year 8, because I was at a private school.
Oh, before that? what he like?
She was at St. Francis.
Oh,
Oh,
St.
okay.
Francis. And did they have rugby there?
Yeah, that's what. Oh yeah, I started my rugby at St. Francis, but it was just their program wasn't good.
Yeah. They're actually more into rugby union.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Because you said 7s, didn't you?
Yeah,
So that would have been the. Nah. So then that's when you chose Marsden. Because
yeah. And then I pulled them out. No.
They started.
They stayed at St. Francis.
Oh, okay. So your older boys went.
Yeah. They're pretty, and they're upset with me that Asaya got like contracts through,
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
got
yeah.
like scholarships done all the way
Yeah.
down in the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, if you were that good, you would stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah.
That's probably why this one actually followed. And said that she wanted to play the sport that he was playing. Yeah. So
Oh, that's cool, man. And how did you like it at Marsden? Like the different.
I'd actually say Marsden's it is a really good school because at St. Francis my grades weren't as good, but like it was the first year there at Marsden and my grades picked up like just like that, and it was the teachers they care about you like learning. They're not just there just to do their job, get paid, and then get out. They actually try to build a connection with their students, and that's what I felt like made me feel like, oh, this school's actually like good rather than like St. Francis. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I felt like, oh, maybe just stay here until I finish and maybe come back as something else.
Yeah. I think it is. It's a good thing that they are doing that, Are like pushing another side other than sport at the school. Because like footy or whatever sport you're playing doesn't last forever. That's the thing, you know what I mean? You always gotta have something backup plan, you know.
This is for yourself. I know, you played at that level in our own. When you played in there, did you feel like, oh, this is it?
Yeah. So I think for me, I didn't have a mature head on me when I went into the system. Once I got in, I was like, bro, this is gonna last forever. And then I didn't there was so much opportunity, and there will be with NRLW and stuff like that. When you get there, programs that they encourage you to do. But at the time, I was just like, nah, I'm playing footy forever. So I didn't really take advantage of the opportunities that were there outside of footy. So, but when I finished, I was like back at square one. Like, what do I do now? I ended up in a warehouse, and I was like, bro, I played. I was in the system for like 7 years and never did one ticket. I was like, looking at it, I go, man, now I'd like encourage a lot of people going into it to do tickets on the side that they give you. You might not need it right away, but just to have them in the back pocket. So when you do finish, you can do something that you enjoy and stuff like that. So.
And that's cool you share that, because with the, I think with the Polynesian coming through the NRL, right? I see a lot of they make the NRL debut and everything, and they carry on, but it's what happens after. And I feel like a lot of our people get left behind in there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if we need more mentors around them to help them with how to invest money and with your your career and that. But I definitely see there's progress now from the time when you were on. I feel like with the kids now coming up, they're getting that support. You see, I see in the NRL systems and that now, they've actually got like mental health people in the system. So like back then
there's nothing.
Man, you just gotta be hard. You know what I mean? No.
Like you just stay silent sometimes. You're hurting and that, but
you just keep it to yourself.
That's a good thing they're bringing it in. Because I think footy, that's the thing I try to explain to kids. It's hard to at the time because you're invested all your time and stuff into footy, and that's your whole life. But it will come to an end one day. So just sort of building stuff on the side as you go, and makes a massive difference from transitioning from full-time NRLW or NRL into there. So you're not like, when you finish, you're like, bro, what do I do? Stuff like that. So
what's that like to you, Lani? Like, growing up, obviously NRL, women's is where you want to be?
Yeah.
Do you have just say after footy, do you think of like what you want to do after football, or right now you're focusing on just chasing your dream?
Yeah. So I actually used to be like, one of the kids would be like, oh, that's what I do. That's what I want to do forever. And then that was just my plan for the whole way. But I reckon as I growing up, like we even have like Marsden and the Harvey Norman team that I'm in, East Tigers. They even tell us about like, oh, what's your plan after school? Like, what did you want to do after school? Because you got to be realistic, saying like rugby's not always going to be in the picture, so you have to have a backup plan. So I was one of the kids that were like, oh, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to be forever. But now, like, it's not going to be forever. Like, there's going to be injuries, or there might be like other obstacles that might take you out of the game. So right now, I'm not too sure like what I want to do after school, because I don't know what my journey is right now with league and how far I'm gonna go. But I reckon I'll try do as much as I can this year, and try and make up a backup plan at the end of the year.
That's cool, man. And just touch on that, on how you said you haven't really thought about after. That's normal, because you're still in school at the same time. But good credit, like, to yourself for even thinking. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna finish school and then you're gonna come up. At that time, you're gonna start thinking what I want to do after. But that's normal, eh? Like, everyone just wants, they think of that debut, and that's normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's cool, like, how you share that. And we'll touch base on that part where you're talking about injuries. I know this is probably a thing that I've heard about it. Speaking to some of the people in your circle, and I heard that at one stage, like, that was a big thing with you, injuries. And if you don't mind, if we can just touch, because I know injuries right now, Johnny will probably know, but that plays a big part in the world stage with mental health kind of thing. And if it's all right, if you can just share, like, what was that like? If you can just give us a insight about that.
I reckon my biggest injury was last year, my concussion. So I was concussed. It was like only a small. It started from school. Someone just bumped me in the head with the elbow. Like, that was it. But then I got pulled out of school because after that hit in the head, like, I wasn't seeing clearly. Like, it was dizzy. Like, I had a headache. So my brother pulled me out of school. Ty's pulled me out of school, and we went to the doctors. But the doctor said it was fine. Like, he said it was fine. So, and I had a game that week on Saturday. So this was Thursday, and then I had a game on Saturday. They knew about it, but I said I could play because I was fine. So I played that Saturday, and then it was the way I went down. So someone kicked the ball, and then I was chasing it. I was nearly to the ball, and then someone ankle tapped me, and then it was the motion I was going down, and then, like, I went down, but then my head, like, hit, and then I started hyperventilating. Like, I couldn't breathe. I was shaking. My whole body went numb to a point, like, I started spewing for some reason. And then I got off. There was like 10 minutes to the game. I was still, I, like, could not breathe. I couldn't feel anything. Like, I couldn't hear anyone. Like, it was just me. Like, I was out. Went hospital, and then they told me I was out for 6 weeks. And then, yeah, that was it. And then they said I couldn't, like, be on my phone too much. So I had school. I didn't go to school on Monday because, like, even me being out in day, like, the sunlight, it was triggering me. Like, I would get a headache and everything. I couldn't be on my phone too long because it gave me a headache. So, and then after that, for like a week, I didn't train. I wasn't allowed to. And then the next week, I thought I was all right. So I went back into training. And then I was training, I was running, but I didn't do contact. But when I was running, or when I finished training, I would always get a headache, like, always get a headache. And I thought that was just like, oh, maybe I'm just, like, I'm sick. So I would always ask my friend to, like, oh, do you have Panadol? Do you have Panadol? Do you have Panadol? And then she'll give it to me and I'll take it, but, like, it would not go away. Yeah. So I kept on training. I kept asking for Panadol to take it, and she gave it to me. And then she was even like, maybe you stop taking Panadol because, like, you're taking too much. It's not gonna do anything. And I was like, oh yeah, maybe I'll stop. And then that's when I just made Queensland, the Queensland under 16s. That was coming up soon, and then I was like, oh, maybe I should just stop training for good, because we went to appointments. They said that I wasn't doing any better, and I really wanted to play Queensland because that was the first, like, Queensland rep I've ever made. And so I stopped, and I tried, like, everything to get better, but, like, it was still bad, still getting headaches. Still, when I look at my phone, I'd get dizzy, like, to the point where, like, I couldn't sleep at night. And then Queensland came around.
We had to quickly get a clearance.
Yeah.
So we had to see a doctor first. So because she's with Titans, they referred us to their physio or to who to see. So we quickly ran into them 2 days before the Queensland. So we went into him. He didn't give her a clearance.
Oh, true.
How was that mentally? Like, not getting the clearance and stuff?
I don't know. Like, it
Upsetting.
really, yeah.
It was upsetting.
really-
Because you said you wanted to.
Yeah,
you
I
worked
really
so
wanted to
hard
play
get
because,
there.
like, even to make that team, you have to make another team. And what really made me upset was that, yeah, I didn't get to play, but, like, it felt like it was a waste of my parents' money and all that, because like the fees are like expensive, and then plus the Queensland fees expensive, and then we got to travel down to Sydney, expensive.
And the
plus
whole family
food.
has to
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
And then I just was like, "Ah, like what a waste of time, like me being a bots and wanting to train and all that and be hard." But like it really, I know it made me upset, but I could tell like my mom like and my dad were like upset as well. And then it came to the last day, and then the next day we had to travel down, and this was the day that it could see if I could play or not. So we went.
We had to quickly rebook again
Yeah.
Yeah.
to get a clearance.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the day, so it was the morning we had to travel to Sydney. We were lucky to get an appointment to get her clearance.
Yeah.
So she got reassessed again. So this is the second time that week that she got reassessed again. And lucky enough, she got the all clear.
Yeah. Oh, and so you end up
Yeah.
going?
Yeah.
So we ended up
Oh,
going.
nice, man.
But heading towards all of that, like the head concussions that she
Yeah.
got, it was.
You're a winner. So take your time, man.
It's hard. Like it is hard, like the sacrifices.
Yeah.
And the only thing you want for your kids is the best.
Yeah.
And although I knew she was going through this,
Yeah.
I didn't want her to see my emotions. So
Yeah.
I was holding it all in. Because you don't want her to see that you're upset, because she's already mentally going through it all.
Yeah.
So although it was hard for her, it was just as hard for me.
Yeah.
But I was determined to still take her,
Yeah.
even though we were running out of time.
Yeah.
But even if we were to go on that day and they couldn't clear her, I was still willing to take her down. Because she was still part of the team. But it's just so hard, as a parent. You always always want your children to thrive. And with my only daughter, I was like, no, I'm going to get this done. Like, no, we're going to get through this. So every time she wouldn't look up, I would be tearing up. But then I'll turn so that she doesn't look. But it's just things like that that they don't know.
And with that being honest, I think that's normal. Like, as a mom, as a parent, there's things that we don't plan to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When we think about when we're putting our kids into things, we don't see that coming. And like, man, thank you guys for even sharing that, because this is a good insight for parents to actually look like, if you're going to put your kid into sports, these are the
You need to be
these are the
prepared.
things that you're going to come with, And I know when we put our kids in sports, we just think, oh, it's going to be NRL one day,
Yeah, straight
But
away.
honestly, like, man, this thing is massive, because, that was the goal to go for Queensland. And concussion is really big. And today's,
Because she's had she's had a few.
Yeah.
So they were actually saying she can't have another one, because if she was to have another one, she's out for good.
Yeah.
And you're still young. You know what I mean?
And she
So
was.
as a parent, man, that'll be real tough, because, you know what I mean? Like, obviously you don't want to see your daughter go through that, man. Like, how did that help you? Like, how did you just overcome that? Because obviously you're still playing now.
Yeah.
And like, what did you have to do to be able to, stick it out? Because I know the doctor, you said, if you have another one, that's it. You pull the pin, like you usually only see people of the world, like
Older.
in the NRL, like, I think Ponga was at one stage, the fullback for Newcastle. If he was to have more, that's it, that forces you into retirement kind of thing.
Already,
Well,
and she was only 16
and she's
at the
only
time.
16. So, but what's that like to you? Like, how did you overcome that?
I reckon the only reason I overcame it was because I had the right people around me. So like I had my mom, my dad, I had my cousins like always checking up. I had especially my brothers were with me at the time. Like my second oldest, this is when he was with us. The second day, or when I just came back from the hospital the next day, we went out and we went to go get some food because he knew that like I was upset. And then we just went for a car ride. Like I'd have to say the only reason why I got through that was because I had the right people around me. And then like Saya, like being in the footy world, he told me that the reason why that happened to me was because I obviously wasn't doing something right in the game. So he said to watch the game over again. Since you're not on the field right now, pick out the things that you need to work on. Like say if it's like tackling, running, stepping, he said to pick out the things that you think you need to work on. So this can stop happening, or like you can stop getting injured and all that.
That's pretty cool, man. Like to, have your older brother, share that knowledge, because it's true. It's like there's a lot of things we can't control.
Yeah.
But there's things we can control, and for your older brother to say that, like, man, that's
a good support.
That's good
team,
support system. You know what I mean? Like, because concussions, like now, man, it's as looking from the outside with sports, like a lot of people hate it in the game because it rules out some of our best players, and we don't want our teams to lose, lose and that. But as a parent, to be honest, I actually like it because I think if that was my son on the field, it's his. I want to, like, you want the best for him after the game. Like, he's care, like you were saying, like you're going to trainings and that, getting headaches and all that. Back in your days, there's no such thing as that. You know what I mean? You concussed today, you're all right, you're back in training the next day. But with the game now, it's so good because I find it they care more about the players, the athletes, because there's a lot of after effect, I think, after the game. It's hurting the players itself, like, when they retire and that. But touching on that, like, Bina, can you like just take us back to that part where, like, with you as a mom, because, we see obviously Lani, like her mental health, or what was it like with you, like, going through seeing your daughter going through that? Like,
it was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard because she had worked so hard. And to make all these, like to make the teams, her Medis, the Titans that year as well, and also getting her contract getting extended. And then the concussion after concussion, it was like I was her, like it was playing on my mind, like as if I was. But again, back then we never had that support. And it didn't help if I was to bark on to her about it, like get up, toughen up.
Because that's what would happen to you back in the days.
So that was
your
us
generation.
back then. They would just strap you up and then
tough love.
So I'm grateful. Like the generation now have that support system. Like even her Titans, they actually have a mental health officer that will call them. She has also another guy, Spenny, that calls her and follows up with her with how, like, her game tactics. What do you think you need to improve on? Like, you did well here, you did good here, but let's work on this. I never got that. Like, no one gets that.
That's cool, because like you mentioned that with these days they have mentors now, and back then, was there something like that around?
No, man. And I think that's the thing when people watching from the outside, watching the games and people playing, they don't actually understand the impact of how mentally draining it is as a player to play. But not only that, the players go through it, their families go through it, especially young kids coming through. Like, the journey is not only the players, but you're taking your mom, your dad, everyone with you. So when you're hurting, usually the family's hurting as well. You know what I mean? So it's good that they got all those people around here, mentors and stuff around to, like, help guide the players in that. Because, bro, it's especially with socials as well. It's pretty rough. It's a rough like environment to be in. And I think having a mature mind and understanding a lot of that is gonna help heaps.
Heaps.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Like, even like with being the mom, seeing that, like, obviously we seen how upset you were. Like, man, my kids are still young, but it's definitely something I have at the back of my mind.
Yeah.
That when my kids actually play the sport, I always think about the bad things. Like
Yeah.
there's something my wife wouldn't look into. You know what I mean? She just they're all right. But man, when I look around now, young athletes getting hurt and how
Injuries.
it's taking them out of the game, man, it's definitely something I think about.
Yeah.
And for you guys to share that, that's pretty cool, because that will give that helps us parents, you know, to see, man, is this sport really for our kids? You know what I mean?
Like the amount of the sacrifices that the parents, without them realizing, you got to cut work, you got to change your hours, you got to fly, you need to like go to work, come back, make sure you pick them up, get them back to training in time. This one, lucky she's like locally, her older brother was playing 2 codes. So he played rugby union and league. So I had to finish early, pick him up, shoot him to Gold Coast, bring him back, go back to South Magpies. And then he had 2 grand finals on the same day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. He won both. But it's just the sacrifices that the parents put in.
No one sees it.
No one sees. And you don't boast about it. Like I legit don't say anything. I just act upon it because it's my duty of care and it's my role as a mother to actually ensure that they get given the best. So like,
because when you're saying that, like, because I know back in the days, like, I kind of this guy, he used to get taken to the fields with his dad and that, and what was it, 100 laps around the field, and then
like at the time it was annoying because bro, he would do drills with us, me and my brothers, that were the times were unrealistic, and we knew that. But as I got older, I realized, bro, our parents only wanted the best for us.
Yeah.
So I looked at it at the time. I was like, man,
it was annoying.
It was annoying to hear it.
Yeah.
It would give us unrealistic times to make it in, and we'll get upset. But then, as I got older, I had my own kids. Bro, my dad, like our parents towards our kids, always know the potential that our kids are like that they have, and you sort of come to realize, man, they just wanted the best for us, like as parents. But it's something I sort of learn as you get older.
And by the say that just comes with, but like Bina's saying, is like now these days there's a lot of things, like, you know, they got like programs where you can put your
systems.
but it comes with financial sacrifices,
like everything,
and they're not cheap, No. But what we do as parents is we want the best for them.
Exactly. So you never do, like I always put like the kids and whatever I want to do, it's always on the back foot sort of thing. It's like never about you. So when you do get the time, maybe you could have some time to yourself, but it's always about the kids. But I think Lani, like she's maturing now, but I don't think back then she would have realized, like she would have been complaining and whatever. But now she's maturing and finally realizing, oh no, I think mom's actually doing it because this and that.
And I can tell with how you said when you went with the concussion and that, you usually kids would be like, I'm upset that I didn't get to go. But you were saying you're upset because you wasted your mom and dad's time, and that. Like that's to me, you got a good headspace on you, know, thinking of your mom and dad's hard work. And these days it's really rare you see kids like that, you know what I mean? It's just that, you know, they get the opportunity, but they don't really see the hard work, you know. But thanks for sharing that. The other thing I wanted to touch base is the financial. Like this is, I know us as Polynesian families, this is a subject that no one likes to share, but it's a topic that I feel like it needs to be normalized. Like, and I hope, you know, this is why I hope with this platform, it could actually, you know, listeners, hopefully, you know, there's people out there that can help, you know what I mean? Like they see your journey and all that, and they can help out where they can and that. But what is it? How's it been with, like, you know, you got 4 kids? And I know you're saying Saya was playing, your older son's playing 2 sports and all that. Like, how was it with that, like, behind the scenes? Like,
it was hard. I was looking up every grant they had.
Yeah.
So it was hard because it's needed on the spot, or they don't give you enough time to pay. I'm not rich.
Yeah, that's what
I literally pay. I actually live off like paycheck to paycheck because I don't get enough. I'm not no lawyer or anything. So at times it was hard because it's so demanding that you have to pay at a certain time.
Yeah,
So you've got the fee to pay to actually be in the team,
yeah.
and then you've got another fee which is almost $5,000 to get the uniform,
Yeah.
to have all the uniform, and all the uniform's not cheap.
Yeah, it's not.
And they only wear it for that one sporting event.
Yeah. And this is not including you guys traveling here.
Traveling.
And that's
Stuff
not
like
including
that,
the
yeah.
travel and the accommodation and all the food that you use, that you buy while you're out for the whole week.
And it's not just the one kid as well you're taking. You gotta think
Well,
of your other kids. You have to
the
take,
whole family that you have to take with you. But it's hard.
Yeah.
It's like legit hard. And I know I'm blessed to still have my mum with me. She's like,
Yeah.
you need to save. I can't save.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids got things to do.
Yeah.
I literally can't save. Like I literally, like she'll need boots. I can't wait till next week because you've got something else this week. You need to wait next pay. Like it's like literally hard. I mean, to get by, you need to like just keep them, say to them like, we're gonna get it. Like
It's a light at the end of the tunnel.
yeah. So you just need to stay. I don't know. I just don't tell them that I can't. I never say that I can't.
Yeah.
I just
Find a way.
Find a way. Yeah.
way.
So there is never a moment in time where I just tell Leilani, look, babe, we'll get it, and then I'll just walk away.
Yeah.
And hope for the best.
Yeah, I'm like, no, but it's not. It's not.
Yeah,
It's not easy. It's so expensive, and the older they get,
the more expensive.
the more
demanding.
expensive it
Yeah.
gets. So.
Because back in the days, like,
Mm.
was the fees that expensive or?
I don't think it's as expensive as now.
No,
but-
yeah, it's
because they
back
got
in
so
Sydney.
much,
It was
yeah.
like it was to join a rugby league team was $75.
Yeah.
And then I come here to Brisbane, it's like $245.
Yeah.
Man, that's cool. Nah, thanks for sharing that. But I was like, yeah, I know most parents agree with you
Yeah.
on that with the financial stuff because, man, it's crazy how they make us like actually travel just for these the sports. Say, with the obviously you're signed with the Titans. How does that come in with helping? Does that take a bit of weight off your shoulders with
Signing with Titans?
So, like, do they help like
funding
with her, like with like boots or programs?
Not
and
at the moment. They do help. They do help with some things. Because she's only at a young age,
Yeah.
they can't give as much as they do to the NRLW ladies.
Yeah.
But they have helped out. With her concussion and the fees on that side of things.
Yeah, school fees, do they help her with that
No.
at that age? Not at that age yet? Oh, yeah. So,
No. So I think her contract gets renewed at the end of this year again because she only gets 2 years at a time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, that's cool. Because, like, obviously, like, there's a lot of kids getting signed these days, and I don't know. I actually haven't asked the parent, like, what the cons and that are with signing that because, you know, we know there's scholarships that can be given and all that
There's a lot
stuff. Yeah, there's a
thrown
lot
around
of things going, but I don't know what it actually covers and that. And I'm sure a lot of parents will actually want to know that as well. But with you, Lani, how with, you know, your last year of school, how are you planning? Like, what's the plan straight after school? Like, what's your goal?
I reckon I like over the years of schooling I've like taken it for granted. But like now that I reckon I'm really here at grade 12, I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah,
Nearly over.
What the heck am I gonna do?
There's no coming back.
Yeah, there's no coming back. There's no coming back, no coming to school. Like I've really hit like I've really come to the point where it's like, oh, like real life is hitting like now. I gotta get a job, like I gotta get my license and all that. And you start might have to start chipping in for the house as well. But yeah, it really is hitting, like, and I feel like I've like keeps on. I got assessments to do, and then I got like league on top of that, and then we got like other clubs as well. Now I feel like I really don't know what to do. But like it's good that we have those support systems like at school, at clubs, because they guide you on like what you want to do and where you want to go. If you want to do this, these are the pathways to do it. If you want to go to college, you can go to this one, you can go to that one. And like you even have teachers that used to go to college as well, and they can recommend like what to do and what to take, which is what I like at like Mazen as well, because the teachers, they'll like guide you and say, oh, what did you want to be? They won't, I wouldn't say judge, but like they get what you're going through as well, I would say. So they would say like, oh, if you'd want to do this, like for example, we have Sienna Lefipo there so she's at Titans, but she works at school, and her sister's there as well. So when I look at that, like she's in Titans and then she's coming back to school like to teach us, like the younger generation. Like I look at that and I be like, oh, like that's cool. She's up there like being in her NRLW. She still takes time out of her week and like comes and teaches us stuff. And I look at that, I'm like, that's like, it's cool. Like she doesn't think like she's all that. She doesn't want to, like, she's giving back to the community, which is like cool. And like I look at that and go like, oh, I wouldn't mind doing that as well.
Yeah,
Like
see,
coming back
that's
to school
cool.
and teaching.
Give back.
Yeah.
And I think with you saying that comes, like you said, the opportunities that they didn't really get back in their days. But now, like, you know, he wish he had that.
Yeah.
But the good thing is you guys are getting it now. So, you know what I mean? And there's things that you want them to.
Yeah. I think times are starting to change, especially around that. Because now you see a lot more the young Polynesians taking advantage of stuff that we never did.
Yeah.
Back in our day, we'll go to do sponsorship like promos, and it's funny because like all the islanders would be in the corner while everyone else was going and trying to get deals with these, whether it was car sponsorships or gear sponsorships or whatever it was, and we were all just park in the corner. Just it was a thing where like none of us would be able to go out and speak. But then these guys are getting deals, and we're here not reaping the maximum like benefits we can out of our opportunities, you know. But it's good to see.
But
Like,
what do you reckon that comes from? Is that our upbringing, like as a Pacific Islanders, where we try to like be humble kind of thing?
I think
Humble.
I think the word, you can be humble at the same time get those opportunities. But I think we're so used to being like quiet and staying in our corner and like it's just looked at as being humble. But man, those opportunities, man, you gotta go and get them. Like, you gotta go. Like, you gotta go, man. Think about it. Like, say you're coming through. If you can get those deals with like car sponsorships or whatever, that's one less thing to worry about. Like instead of like having to save up your contract money or whatever it is to buy a car, you can sort of go out and get a sponsorship car while you're playing. You know what I mean? And even gears, boots. Like Mum was talking about boots. Like if you can get sponsorship through there, Mum won't have to, or you won't have to fork out to buy it anymore. You've gone over and spoken to them. They like you. Bang, they give you all this stuff. You know what I mean? So there's ways on, like our Mum was saying, there's ways on how to save your money when it comes to the contracts, and those are the little things in between. You know what I mean? But
that's the ones that no one talks
that's
about.
That's the one no one talks about. So getting the most out of your opportunity, whether it's big or small, is it's massive. So.
That's cool, and it's good that you want to do that, Lani. Like you know, come back and give back to the younger generation. And I'm sure what you're doing now, like you know, just sharing your story. That's actually there's gonna be young athletes that are actually gonna see you perform at the world stage one day, you know, and they'll get to actually look back at your story and that.
It's funny. A lot of the kids that you probably were at school with that are younger, once they start seeing you on TV, they're like, oh, I went to school. I'll see you around. Oh, if you go back to school and you walk around, bro, they will just get like easily influenced to want to do the same thing you've done. You know what I mean? Like that's the impact that you would have on kids, just being just your aura around it.
And I think even with how she's saying, you know, the Gold Coast Titans that's coming to the school and helping out, you know, like that's it there. You know, and all you just said it. I'm looking up like what she's doing.
And then you want to be in their position,
and then like, it's just got to carry on. Yeah. But what motivates you today? Like what? I know you're coming towards the back end of school and that. What's the big picture that's making you want to make sure you hit that dream you're chasing?
I reckon what motivates me today is like obviously like my parents. Like my parents is like a massive one. Like especially my mom, like what she said, wakes up early, goes gym before school, and then she's gotta go drop us off to school because she starts work. And then we finish school, she's gotta come back pick us up, and then we gotta go. She's gotta take us to training, and then come home late, eat dinner late, go sleep late, and then we gotta do that the next day, everything again. But yet it's my brother's training after school. So
It
it's
doesn't
go,
stop for mom,
it
man.
doesn't stop. So I
The
reckon
payoff.
that's a really big motivation for me as well. And I have to say like family as well motivates me because like I have a massive family.
Yeah, I know.
And
yes.
I feel like I just want to make them all proud because they've seen me start like netball, like come to sevens and then into league. Like I know they believe in me, but like that just pushes me even more to make it or like to try to make it or like even put my foot in the door. So that's what motivates me as well. Just to be like, or like even for my nieces and my nephews to be like, oh, that's my auntie. This looks, yeah.
Nah, that's cool, man. Like, obviously, like, you've got a good support system behind you, and that's the best thing about coming out of big families, eh? Like, you got everyone to lean on, and especially, I'm sure it'll help if you've been on here, like, with your sisters and that helping out with the workload and that. But man, good on you, man. Like, it's just one after another, eh? After her training, you got the boys. So when you renew your contract in the year, make sure mom's percentage.
I could have actually put my account number
instead of her account number.
But I was like, nah, I'll just leave hers in there.
But even if like I can't lean on mom or dad to be there, like to take me to trainings or my little brother to trainings, I got my older brothers to ask for, like, and they're really good as well. Like if I ask them to, they'll say, "Oh, I got work," and I'll be like, "Oh, okay," and then they'll feel sorry and they'll go like, "Oh, it's alright, I won't go work." And that's the biggest one for my second oldest brother. Like he'll always take work or like off, like just to take me to something or like if I'm having like a bad mental day off, like he'll out of his way, like come pick me up, go take me to do something. And then, cause he always told me that like he didn't have that growing up. So he wants to be that older brother to like make sure that he's there for me and my little brother. And I can see that and like really appreciate it.
Man, shout out to your brother Simon, man, the man. No, that's a massive thing in the Pacific families, especially having older brothers, like and older sisters, and that like, man, you really got it. Your
Got a good,
good
you
family
got a
system,
good-
like you're going with, just for him, just to guide you along the way as well. Like, you got mum and dad, but then you also got your older brother. That's stuff you can. They'll go a long way, man.
Yeah.
It's cool. And with the because I know I see you work hard behind the scenes. Like honestly, like you go to school, right? And I'm sure this is like for all parents, like not many people like to do the hard work behind the scenes. You know what I mean?
I didn't.
I remember because like we go to the same gym and all that, and then I see you coming to gym before school, and sometimes I even see you coming after school. Like, how does that affect you? Like, how's that with you? Like, you're like every day you're doing the extras, and that is there times where it just gets too hard? Like, you feel like giving up in it?
There's most of the like I wouldn't say most of the times, but like there are some times where like we have to get up in the morning, go training, and then go to school.
Yeah.
And so I have me and my little brother Malachi. We have to pack a whole gym bag, and then we have to pack a school bag, and then we have to pack another bag for after school training. Leave in mom's car. Like I can tell I'm tired, but I can tell he's tired as well. But like the way I see it is that like if I'm getting up this early just to go training and then school, like who else was doing that? Like it motivates me to go training because I want to try be the best that I want to be. That's what motivates me. But yeah, there are some times where I'm like, I just want to go sleep. I don't want to get out of bed. But then I also have my little brother. Like he wants to go training, so he comes in my rooms, turns on my light and says, "Get up," and then he walks off, and then I'll look at him, just like, just get out, and then I'll go back to sleep, and then he comes, and then he will like push me and like drag me out of bed and say, "Hurry up, we're gonna be late." And it's like, oh frick, whatever. So I'll just get up, quickly pack my bag, and then we're just off.
Yeah, nah, that's cool, man. Because like being still in school and that, and even your little brother, like obviously, us as parents, when we put our kids into sports, we just feel like, oh, the 2 club trainings during the week, that's enough, But really, like to be the best, man. There's a lot of people that don't see that stuff.
They're good habits.
Yeah.
Especially when you're gonna get to the higher levels, even the best of the best, like whether it's NRLW or NRL, bro, they're still doing the extras. Like the boring stuff, the habits that you're picking up now. Man, you go there, so you watch these guys on TV and you're like, oh, and you get there, they're the last ones off the field, whether it's just passing a ball, kicking or whatever, tackle tech. After a big session, they get it in. They're doing that little stuff that no one wants to do, you know what I mean? But man, it's good to see that you're already doing that. Because you know what I mean? Like that's the mindset behind having a long career, is doing the little stuff that you're already doing.
It makes like building good habits.
That's all it is. Yeah.
Malky hated going to the gym. He hated going to PK. He hated like us driving in. Like he was like, no, can we just go home? To where he is now, like he literally wakes the both of us up. Like he would come knock on her door, but he'll call me from downstairs. He's like, "Mama, you up?" I'm like, "No, can you just give me 10 minutes?" And then when 10 minutes has passed, he'll just come and like turn both our lights on. And then I'm like, "Okay."
You gotta get up.
Nah, that's so cool, man.
So
like,
it's good because he motivates you.
And then it's cool because I actually like see you guys showing up in that, and at the back of my head I was like, man, this, especially your son, like he's still in school, man, like, and he's at a young age, you know what I mean? And to me, it's I wish this is things that like my son can see, like you know what I mean? Like it's not because at a young age, sometimes when we tell our kids, oh, we're forced. But they don't know what we're trying to actually direct them to do, you know what I mean? But with seeing your kids do that, it's good because there's other kids around that will see like, man, it doesn't come easy, you know?
No,
because
it doesn't.
when people watch you play, I'm sure they say, oh, that's just talent. She's blessed with that. But they don't see the hard work that you've put behind the scenes and the sacrifices that it comes with, Well, thanks for sharing that. Because I know that will help a lot of young athletes, What is it? Because I've asked you, your motivation. That who has played like a massive part that like for you to chase this goal like through your whole rugby career? Because I know you've ticked some boxes in that. Who is it that like played a big part that's actually inspired you today?
That's a hard question. I wouldn't say there's only one person because I reckon I have like really good people around me that it's like I reckon it's like everyone. Obviously like my 2 brothers played rugby as well, but I reckon Sire was one of them because he used to be in the Dogs Academy when we were in Sydney, and I think a motivation for me was like to try go further than him.
That's
That was one of my like persons to look up to because like if he can do it, then I want to see how far I can go with it. Because when he stopped, I was like, oh, maybe let's just try this out to see how far I can go and all this. But yeah, I would say like my parents again would have to be a massive one to help me to get where I am right now. Because I know people like always say this like, oh, I'm doing this for my parents, but like I did take it for granted, like mom taking me everywhere. But like I think now I'm at the age I'm like I can see when she's tired. I can see when dad's tired. But luckily I'm starting to drive because Gold Coast, that's really far. So so there'll be times where I have to leave school early. She has to leave work early. She works in Ipswich. She has to pick me up from Marsden. Then we get all the way to Gold Coast. We'll get stuck in traffic, be there for 2 hours. And like, I know I'll be tired, but like, I know mom's tired as well because she's doing all the driving. So, and then when we come back, we'll come back late, like 9, 10 o'clock. And then I can see her trying, like, oh, not trying, but like she's falling asleep, like driving as well. And then when I see that, I'm like, oh, mom, it's okay. Like, here, you can like go in the passenger and I'll drive home. because I know that I'm tired, but like she's been the person like at the back of the scenes like this whole time. Like not only just for me, but like for Malachi, Tyus, and Saya. Like she's like really been like the backbone of like everything.
Yeah. Good work, Mom. Hello, Ray. We're touching on that. Thanks for sharing that. But we've been on. Has there ever been like I know she's made you obviously play a big part in your kids' journeys and that with sports wise and that. Has there ever like can you take us through a time where you just want this to stop? Like, is there a time where you just want to pull the pin?
No.
Yeah.
There was no. There were times where I was exhausted.
Yeah.
I was legit exhausted, but I don't know. I would get like second wind and I would just be off again.
Just be off again, yeah.
My parents did the same for me. I played a lot of sport. I played, you name it. I played softball for Auckland, netball for Auckland, volleyball, and my parents would do the same. So back then we had a stall at the markets. We had and my parents were up at 3 o'clock in the morning. We would all be up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So we would all go set up and that would be time for our game. So my dad would drop everything and he would shoot us up to the Auckland City netball courts just for us to play our game. And then we'll be back in time to pack up again. 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So I've literally just picked up everything off them. And I've actually just put it into my own kids.
So it's just hard grinding.
It's just hard grinding. And we never had school holidays.
Yeah.
Legit had no school holidays. We would be at the farm. So back then we had 3 week school holidays. We were at the farm for 3 weeks. Picking onions.
That says a comment. We've been there.
Whatever you pick, we picked.
Yeah.
So we had we were so grateful we got an ice cream cone at the end of the 3 weeks. So we were grateful for that. We had no phone devices, nothing. We played out on the streets till the lights went out.
Home time.
We never had TV. We had to be up before the sun. Because my dad would literally would have flying saucers if we went up. So we literally, back in our time, our motto was Fa'aloalo, which is respect. So that's what we've actually run with, me and my sisters. But there's never been a time, maybe I thought about but I would never.
It's just not an option for you.
It wasn't an option for me, no.
No. On you, man.
I no matter how tired I was or how hard it would be. No.
Just go away.
Because once they leave, because at the back of my mind is once they leave me, I'll have nothing to do.
Just wait for your grandbabies after.
These two, and this one's finishing school this year. And I've got one more next year. He's finishing school, and then I've got, what am I supposed to do?
So you're just soaking it all up, eh?
Yeah, so I'm literally, so she's got only a couple of hours on her learners. When she started, I was like, hey, you drive. And then I finally came to the part where I'm like, hold on, she's only got 30 hours to go. Oh, no, you don't need to drive? No. So I'm literally dragging it out now with her not knowing, but now she knows. I don't want that time to come because once they leave me, I have nothing else to do. So I'm putting in all this time because once, I enjoy doing it. I enjoy doing the hard yards now. Because once your kids grow up, they're gone.
Nah, good on you, man. There's something I didn't look into. I'm actually at that stage man, can you just hurry up and be
that was me at first. That was me at first. I said to my two older ones, I was like, man, you guys are getting out. You know what happened? My sons, they left and I literally sulked for almost a month, didn't pack their room, nothing. I left it. It was so hard for me. So I wrote them a long-ass novel, just letting them know that they're home, their home will always be home. They are welcome back whenever. And then once I sent that off, it felt like a weight off my shoulders that I said what I said.
Yeah.
And then I packed up their room. I said, come pick up your shit.
No, that's actually
But
honestly,
it was hard. So once I got rid
yeah.
of those two,
Yeah.
well, I didn't get rid of them. They just went.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to like play it.
Yeah.
Slow it down a bit.
Yeah,
Slow it
slow down with
down.
these
Yeah,
two because then once these two are gone, like
Yeah.
Just
What am
gonna
I
be
supposed to
waiting
do?
for the grandbabies to go up. Nah, thanks for sharing that, man. That's definitely
Yeah.
something I never thought of. Hey, like you
good
said, time's
insight,
just
really.
flying. Hey, and we
yeah,
don't
it
even
goes
think
by
of
so quick.
Yeah, because I'm actually at that stage, like I said, I'm actually wanting my kids to grow older so they can do their own stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Nah,
but you're like, you just gave me a thing. Enjoy it now.
yeah.
Yeah, perspectives change.
Yeah, perspectives change now. Thanks for that. We'll come just to wrap things up. Before we wrap, do you want to share anything? Like any of the?
No, just follow your passion, whatever it is. Do the stuff people don't see. And just have a vision of where you're heading. Because I think if you got a vision, it's gonna help you do all the stuff you don't want to do. So at the same time, especially in the environment that you're gonna go into, scary. Just use up all the all the opportunities around you. There's so much there to like take in. So now have fun. That's I think that's the main thing is enjoy the journey as you go. And yeah.
Thanks. As you say, sometimes us as parents, we look at the kids now. I think we try to take their childhood away. Like some of our parents, our kids are gonna be NRL stars at 13 or something. You know,
sometimes we forget, man. They play footy for the fun of it at that age.
Yeah.
You get serious once you will know. The kid will know once it's starting to get serious. But as parents, I think just sort of like just teach them. Yeah, let them be kids. And then eventually, if that's something they want to do, they will just do it.
Thanks for sharing that, docs. Before we wrap it up, Lani, do you want to do any shout outs to your family or any thank yous to anyone before we wrap it up?
I just want to say thank you to like my mom, my dad, like just for always like being there, and especially like shout out to like my older brothers and like my younger brother as well. Like I know like younger brother's just there to be annoying, but I do see sometimes where like he does care. Because you know Malachi, he's just like all jokes, but like there are times where like when we're just laughing, I'll just like soak it all up because we're getting to a stage where like like we'll have like separate lives and like we won't see each other as much. So like I'm just trying to get it all in with him before like like we go our separate ways. And and my aunties and uncles, my cousins as well, just a shout out to them. And yeah.
Thanks for that, Lani. Thank you guys, Bina, Lani, for coming on. Like, and this means a lot, to you guys. I know you were nervous coming on, and thank you for taking the invitation. I'm a big fan of your journey, and I know after this podcast, there's going to be other families in that they're going to be watching, and continue to chase your dreams. I know you're going to inspire many Polynesian girls and boys, even coming up the ranks in that. You've got a good support system behind you. Man, that's just thank you guys for coming on. But yeah, that's it. I'll wrap it up. That's another Future Vision podcast. But yeah, stay tuned for the next one. Peace.